Hey YouTube, it's Tom. It's time for a major tractor upgrade. Let me take you through it real quick. Going to get rid of our XI5 motor guide, replacing it with my little friend Lowrance Ghost. And while I got it torn apart, I'm going to do the HDS Live 9, 3-in-1 transducer, and due tomorrow is Active Target. And let's get going. So yeah, it's winter, as you can see out there. Early March. It's been a tough one, COVID year. But what we're going to do, if you don't remember from my other videos, here's my plan. I could have bought, of course, a fiberglass boat years ago, but in Pennsylvania, it's mostly all electric. So you know, I'm going to be pulling a heavy fiberglass boat around, towing it. So I figured, let me get a high quality aluminum boat and spend the money on the best accessories I can get. So that's pretty much where I'm going right here. Yeah, it's a lot of money, sure. But here the plan was, Lowrance has a rebate right now. So if you buy the Ghost, which unfortunately I bought too early during the holidays, but I bought the Live and I'm getting the Active Target. Those two give me a $300 or $400 rebate, which automatically pays for the transducer upgrade. So that's why I did everything now. I could have done the Active Target later, but I scraped the funds together, took a little debt, and went with the whole thing. It's going to be torn apart anyway, so that's the way to do it. One thing I'll show you real quick. Wintertime, I take all my batteries out. The disc, everything. These guys, last year, I didn't do it here, and one of these leaked on me, and it cost me $100 to get a new control. So I always take all my batteries out, including my trolling motor batteries and regular battery. They're in the house right now getting charged. So here we go. Okay, so there's a lot of videos on putting the Ghost on fiberglass boats. I have not seen one putting them on a tracker yet. So I want to take you through that. Not so much of the disassembly of stuff, but key points I'm going to try to record for you if you ever want to try it yourself. And eventually we'll get on the water and we'll do some videos on the water. See how things go. I got some good news, and I thought it was bad news, but turns out it's okay. Here's what we got. I took off the XI5, and this is an aluminum channel, about 1/8 inch. And I had on the XI, I had to use sheet metal screws because you can't get a nut on the back. I don't want to do that with the Ghost. This is heavy gauge aluminum, and there's probably either a 1/2 inch marine plywood underneath. It's just me, so I need a little help so this thing doesn't come tipping on me. I have tape in here which marks my angle this way so it doesn't protrude off the side of the boat. Now I got to get a front to back position, and this son of a gun is heavy. So if you get some help with this, get it, believe me. Okay, we can tilt it. I'm lining up with the tape. We need 1.5 inches. No, a little bit more. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's try that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I got 2 inches there. 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So now I need to mark my forward position. Okay. So here's my position. Here's my forward and my back position and my side. I already got a bunch of holes in here. I don't know if I can use any of them, unfortunately. We'll need spacers because of this hump here. This does a good job of going above that. Nice thing about this is flat. We got 1/2 inch plywood, I think, underneath. A little bit of a hump there, so it's a good thing I'm using those spacers. So we'll get it back on here, and I'm going to mark the holes. Okay, So I got my screws in. I've been able to get washers and nuts through these and on those through this port. However, this guy I can't reach. Not only can I not reach it, the plywood is running just about parallel to this, but this just missed the corner of it. So I'm going to double on the washer. So I can't reach it, but my plan is where is my, here. Yikes. Pardon me. I'm going to take this, I got taped in there. I'm going to, this is S in the nut, so they're self-locking. Just run it in, hold it in and feel, and I can get it started. Problem is, I gotta get these washers on here, and I'm using a double because it's not in the wood, it's on the edge of the wood. I could probably even get away with 5 fasteners, but if you're as anal as I am, that's unacceptable. So, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try to reach my hand up there and punch it through. Wish me luck. Literally my fingertips. Now they're on, but I don't know. There goes nothing, guys. Don't cross thread on me. I think I got it. Oh yeah, baby. I got it. I'm gonna need a longer extension to probably get these. I'll have to go into the house for that. Guess what that noise was? I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. And I was able to get the everything tightened up with the wrench. The wrench is still underneath there somewhere. I have to get it with a magnet, which I can't find my magnet right now, but later. And everything works pretty cool. Got the cylinder on. Like that. And stop. And that's all ready to go. All right, it's a cold morning, and it's time for electrics. So let's talk about what I've found out since I talked to you last. All right, down here. Move my camera over. See how heavy this cable is? I had this concern with the plastic on top, having to either get rid of it or cut it in half or whatever. But what I found out was I can put a slot in here. And you can see that I got plenty of clearance so I can keep it flat. Top view here. Good news for you guys, if you're going to do this, is you don't have to cut it this far back. I looked like I overdid it my first shot, so you can probably go 2 inches in from the back, and just make sure you chamfer it underneath here, put a slope in it, and you'll have a nice rigid. You still hold your cup, still hold your pliers and whatever. And that's that. The next thing we had to deal with is these guys. So I went to my local Ace Hardware and I picked up some 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch flexible. And what I've also done was on the plate, took it out and put a hole in here for this kind of. Let me show you the stuff I picked up at the hardware store. There's a magnet to retrieve my wrench. And I got these splice kits. They'll go from 8 to 2 gauge. Brass, you see the brass insert there where you can, big large screws in it, and a piece of shrink tubing to seal it. I was going to solder, but I think these are going to work pretty good for me. And to make them watertight, I never used this before, but I'm going to try this stuff called liquid tape. And it's red. And I'm going to apply it to the ends of the shrink tubing to totally seal these connections, which hopefully will do the job. All right, so we screwed down our pedal, all 3 screws. Make sure you don't get them too long because you don't forget you're putting rods in and out here. And here's the splice I was telling you about. Shrink tubing is going to end up going over it. Be interesting to see how much that shrinks around the wire, but one thing at a time. Now, you young guys should probably tighten these up with no problem. I used to be young and strong since arthritis set in, so now I got to just use a little bit of torque here with a ratchet to get really tight on the screws. Okay. Next step will be interesting. I think I'm going to cut back this insulation, this tubing a little bit. Hang on. All right, so here we go. Flame on. I'm burning my carpet. Well, that was so hot I actually started to burn my carpet there, but I think that's it as far as I'm going to go. So I'm going to do the other one, and then we'll put the end sealer on and see how that works.